Once you sense that they're curious, they're asking questions about you, your product, what it does. That's a natural focus and signal that there is interest. But the trap that we fall into as salespeople is we do that. We answer their questions, and we should, but we shouldn't just stick with that. What great salespeople do is they focus on the problem and the impact of the problem and how the problem trickles through the organization and how other people are impacted, because that is why people will change. Knowing that there's a solution to a problem is only part of it. Getting people to take action is the critical part. So at the interest stage, you want to build up not just interest, but impact enough so that they have urgency to take action. Because without urgency and action, it's just education. We're in the persuasion business, not just education. Education's just too soft. So they're going to pretty much keep you in this vendor spot. And what you want to do is act more like a psychiatrist, a friend. People use trusted advisor. Well, you don't really have much trust at this place. You have some advisory because you know this space better than they do, hopefully, and you can share stories about how it's impacted other people. So if you stick with who you are and what you do, you're a vendor. And the problem is you're going to be one of the vendors, not the vendor, not the partner, not the person helping them through this process, because they're going to want your help if you can bring help. And the way you bring help is understanding the problem that you solve better than they understand the problem and the impact of the problem, not just that it is a problem. So this is, again, where they're thinking. What I did with the curious stage, I want to have you understand how they're thinking. What is it? What does it do? Who else is using it? Now, most reps have got this down. This is pretty table stakes, easy. But they're also thinking, why? Why change? Why do anything? Why am I just not learning about this? Why am I not just filing this? Why am I just not checking a box and saying that, hey, got this covered? And then why you versus all the other alternatives, using something that's in-house already, their friend's product, the next guy coming in after you. And then why now? That's the real thing. It's like we have to make it a must-have and a must-now type of problem. So when you're thinking of your questions, think about how they are viewing the world and the typical pushback that they're going to give, that everybody gives, because this is change. This is scary. This is an unknown. They are outside their comfort zone where they should be, but it's our job to just keep them going down the path. In the complex sale, this is not a close meeting. This close for the deal. This is a close for the sales process, to start the technical sale, to start the business sale, to keep momentum going. This is the decision here is just to meet again, to explore it deeper. Because what you want is the second and third date before you go down the aisle. So the typical pushback is it's not a now thing. It's not a priority compared to the other things. It's cost. They're going to get into cost. You can give a range. That's fine. Giving a single number is dangerous. I usually say, plus or minus 50%. Give them a number and then say plus or minus 50%, depending on what you want to do and what you need to do. And then I would follow that up by saying, nobody in your market space doesn't do this because of cost. It really just becomes, do they have the energy and making it a priority, and do they want to compete? Kind of deframe them and make them prove that they're worthy of working with you. And then the risk. If we do this, we can't do something else, and it does impact things. And how do we make sure that it positively impacts things versus just impacting things? And what you want to do through this process is, this statement has gotten me more deals than I can remember. I'm confused when you get any of these objections. Well, what I heard was this was important. it's time. Is time on your side? Time is something that we can never get again. If we don't take action now, it's gone. And then what is more important, and how does that impact the company? And what you want to do is prevent as much of this as possible by getting them focused on the problem, to have them realize that it's a time critical, high priority, cost effective risk reduction effort before you even start to design your questions. This is the outcome that you want, and you want to prevent all of these things from coming up by getting them focused on the problem. These all come up because you're down here talking about who you are, what you do, and who else does it. Those are classic salespeople things. We're all trained on them, but we're not trained on how to do this. Get to the problem, the opportunity, the reason why they're doing this, and the impact it has on them personally.